Good morning. How are you? Okay, it's just you and me today. So here's what we're doing. We got heavy weights, medium weights, and light weights. We're going to do some lateral arm work. And then we have a ball. We're going to do inner thighs and hamstring work on the ball today. So make sure you got all that going on. Take those feet together and take a nice big deep breath in. Reach the arms nice and long. And then you're going to take them by the side. You're going to fold halfway down with your feet together. It's going to challenge your balance a little bit. Come back up nice and slow. You want to control this movement as best you can. So equal weight in both feet. Do it again. Spine stays nice and long. You take the arms by your side. When you feel like you've gone parallel to the floor, come on back up nice and slow. We're going to do this one more time. Try not to shift left and right. You want to stay nice and centered. Come back up, pushing the weight into the back of the feet, sweeping the arms back up for the last time here. Hold on this spot, take your gaze, look up, and try to get taller, lifting out of those hips. Now take the arms back down on your hips and just pick up your left leg. You're just holding, we're not moving. Try to calm the body when the work is challenging your balance. So the easiest way to do that is to breathe, put the foot down, switch sides. Now, bring the feet back together again. Take the left leg back up, and this time you're opening it to the side. And then close it, put it down and switch sides. Up, out, try to have your knee at the height of the hip. Pull it back in, put it down. Keep going. So we're going to do this 3 times. You want to make sure that you're not shifting the shoulders along with the hip. Try to keep the body nice and calm and just open the leg out to the side. And here's your last one. Up, take it out, bring it back, put it down. Okay, big deep breath. We're going all the way down to the floor. We're going to walk it out to a plank. Shift those hips back, let your head go. Once your hands are down, take baby steps, walk them forward. And now you're in plank and you got your feet together. So make sure you're not dropping the face. You can lower the chest a little bit towards the floor. Now, right straight back to a down dog. Trying to drive the heels to the floor. Come back to plank. And back to down dog. And plank. And one more time. Now, from this down dog, I want you to just cover your knees. And then straighten them. And then hover. And straighten. And one more. Hover. Come back to plank. Step your feet into bear. Keep your feet together. Squeeze your knees. Activating those inner thighs. Put the knees down on the floor. Lift back up. 1 inch off the floor. Keep squeezing the knees. Put them down. Lift back up. Put them down. Now open the knees. Come onto the tops of your feet and sit back on the heels. So you're going to slide the palms out, lowering the chest towards the floor. Keep your head up. Should be just looking down at the mat. Or better still, close your eyes because there's nothing to see. Just take a few breaths. Now come on back up. Get into your cat-cow position. And you're going to start maybe 5 or 6 of these. Go at your pace. You want to make the range of motion as big as you can. So that means kind of slowing it down a little bit. Really pressing away from the floor. When you do these, it's important to keep drawing the stomach up and in towards the spine. So it is not hanging out. Okay, come to a neutral spine, tuck the toes under if they're not already, and we're going to lift the knees up into bear again, and put them back down, and lift them up, draw the stomach up and into the back, put them down, again, lift, should feel really good on the pad of your foot, lower, lift, lower, one more time. Go to a small downward facing dog this time. Heels down on the floor. Try to push the legs straight. Hold on this spot for 3 breaths. Belly is pressing up. Walk your feet to the middle part of your mat. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Shift your hips backwards. Now do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. And relax. You're just going to turn your chest side to side. Let your arms just float around. Okay, let's take our feet half on the mat, half off the mat, so they're pretty wide. Hands on your hips. You're going to shift your hips to the right and then left. So hopefully you're feeling a little stretch through your inner thighs. Do it a few more times. Now let's shift right, and then let's sweep the right arm all the way up, nice and straight, and then take it over. So reach the arm long, getting a nice stretch right over the top of that hip. Come back and do the same on the other side. Hip is going to go left, sweep up, get the arm really long, and then take it over. Nice. Put both hands on your hips. Draw the hips back so you're making a half circle, and then change your direction. So each time you shift, you go the other way. Shifting back. One more. Nice. Now turn and face the right side of your room. Take your feet far apart. You're going to slowly, with your spine long, lower the torso towards the floor. Fingertips down on your mat with your spine long. I want you to shift your hips backwards and just hold this position while you breathe. Now take your left hand to your waist and then the right. Let's try to get our torso so it's parallel to the floor. While you shift backwards, extend both arms forward. So you got a little tug of war going on here. Arms try to reach forward, hips try to pull backwards. Okay, relax the arms back to your hips, come up with your upper body. You're going to walk your feet together, turn and face forward. And let's pick up the weights that you use for lateral, whatever that might be. So you're just going to stand with your feet a little wider than hip width. We're going to take the weights out to the side and down. Then we're going to pull them slightly forward and down, and then right forward. So it's 3 different locations, right? So side, on an angle out from the body, and straight out in front. Try not to swing. And keep those wrists nice and neutral with a light grip on the weight. Nice. Okay, we're going to add a little squat. So you're going to come down to a squat, nice and low, with your arms out to the side. Come up with your lateral, then bring it forward, and then straight out in front. Do it again. Squat, lateral, angle, and front. Nice. A few more. Okay, here's your last round. Okay, put them down. Pick up your big, heavy weights. Starting out with a reverse lunge. So you're going to stand towards the front of your mat. Weights in your hands. Good posture. Don't let the shoulders fall. Step the right foot back. Let the knee come down and step back in. It's pretty simple. Don't step so far back that you feel unstable. You're going to alternate sides and try to weight into your heels when you come up on that front foot. I like to lower my knee all the way to the floor just to make sure I'm working my full range. So feeling this in the right and left hamstring and glute, excuse me, and a little bit of your quad. Keep going. And it's not about how fast you do it, right? It's just about doing it. Okay, we're going to shoulder these weights. We're going to stand nice and tall and just alternate a press, one at a time. I know you're holding, hopefully, heavy weights. Try not to let the hips shift forward. So much to think about. Okay. Put these down. We're going to give our hands and arms and shoulders a little bit of a break. If you have a ball, grab it. We're working two parts of the body with this ball today. We're going to do hamstring rollouts. So if you don't have a ball, you're just bridging the body and walking out and in. And then we're going to transition to inner thighs. So we're starting out with hamstrings. Lying down, get your feet on the ball. The whole foot, each foot has to be on the ball, planted. With the ball close to your butt. So you have a really big bend in the legs. Now bridge it up, squeeze your butt, roll it out slowly. So you're in a complete straight leg, your feet are flexed. Now when you roll it in, you lift the hips up at the same time. And then put the butt back down to your starting point. Pick back up and roll out slowly. And roll in, lifting the hips. Lower back down. So it's exactly the same thing. If you're bridging, your feet are on the ground instead of the ball. And instead of rolling, you're walking. So you want to get a good activation isometric of the inner thighs. So without pressing the knees into each other, just pull them towards. Make sure when you roll that ball in, you roll it as far as you can get it. Squeeze those butt cheeks when you lift up. Make sure you're fully straightening both legs before you roll it in. Each repetition is a new activation, new opportunity to improve your performance here. Okay, so now we're going to hold the hips up with the ball in and just go out and in. A little faster pace. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Okay, moving on to inner thighs. So if you're not using a ball, grab a Pilates ring or a pillow. Get the ball between the legs. Start your squeeze and release. Low back presses into the floor. Make each one great. As good as you can. So if you're giving it a big squeeze every time, hopefully you're already starting to feel those muscles fatigue a little bit. Keep going. We're doing these for about 1 minute. Try to pick your pace up a little bit without compromising performance. You have 5 more. Hold the last one in, squeeze as hard as you can. Now squeeze in and out an inch. And release. Put it off to the side. Roll yourself up. Oh, you're going to dive between the legs. Stretch out a little bit before we get back up on our feet. So a little reprieve here. Take a few breaths. Okay, come on back up onto your feet and grab the heaviest weights you have. We're going to work our hamstrings and we're going to row to work our back. So we have 5 hamstrings, deadlifts, and 5 rows. So when you deadlift, you push the weight into the back of the feet and your hips back, and you go up and down. When you get to the top, open your palms and puff out that chest, and then come back down. And open at the top and lower. So when you open, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, working your thoracic spine a little bit here too. Okay, so we've done 5. Now we're going to do 5 rows. So you're going to fold halfway down and give me some nice, slow, especially when you're lowering, rows. Your elbows stay nice and close to the side of your body. You try to lift those weights right up to the torso. Okay, now come back up and give me 5 deadlifts again. Really opening the chest. No bend in the legs, right? Okay, now come down, give me those 5 rows. Try to go down with the hands, nice and slow. Come back up, you're on your last round of these 5 deadlifts. Nice. One more. Now, come down halfway. Last round of rowing. Nice and slow going down. Nice job. Okay, put these down. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. We're going to do some push-ups. Not many, don't worry. Just some, because they're good for us. You know, in exercise, we would get a lot stronger quicker if we focused on doing all the moves we hate, as opposed to all the moves we love. That applies to most people, not all, but okay, here we go. 10 push-ups. I want them really great. That means you don't drop the hips, you don't drop the face. It's the chest you're lowering. Nice job. Okay. Whew. We're going to flip it around. We're going to do a little core before we get back up. So lying down, bend your legs, flex your feet. So you got a 90-degree angle at the knee. Now, tummy down, low back skin on the floor. This in and of itself should feel like work. If it doesn't, move your knees a little further out, keeping them bent. Relax the shoulders. Keep sucking that belly. You're fighting hard to get that stomach down while you hold this. Should be nice and flat on those shoulder blades. Proud chest, long neck. Okay, relax the feet to the floor. Let your knees go side to side. Your legs are still bent. You're just rocking and rolling side to side for a little break. We have 2 more attempts at improving this exercise for our core. So let's get to it. Give me that pelvic tilt before those feet come up. Get the feet up, flex them. 90-degree angle in the leg. Stomach working hard to get that back down. Now take the right heel, lower it to the floor by moving the leg outward, not just straight down. So my heel, when it lands, is landing pretty close to the front of my mat. Just keep alternating sides. You have 5 more to do. Keep your back down. Okay, pull the knees into the chest this time and make a circle. Go the other way. Gentle rock side to side. Okay, let's get back into that 90-degree angle in the legs with the tummy down. Now to add on to this, if you're ready, you take both heels down and out, and then back in. A little bit more work for that tummy, your transverse abdominis muscles. Slow and in control, fighting hard to not let that lower back come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, feet on the floor, legs bent. Take them down to the right. Let them fall wherever they want to. Pick up your left arm, take it straight up to the ceiling, and then straight back behind you. Nice little hip stretch here. Okay, pull the arm in, bring the knees back up one at a time. Let them fall the other way. Right arm up, right arm back. Should feel really good. You can take that right knee, drive it down towards the floor. Okay, come on back up. Stand your legs all the way down along the floor and your arms all the way back behind you. Point those toes, get your body nice and long. Okay, bring the arms up slowly. Lift your head, tuck your chin, and roll up one vertebrae at a time and dive forward between the legs. Let your head go. Okay, come on back up. We're going to do some lateral lunges on the mat. So whatever weights you do for lateral is what you're holding. I'm going to take my feet pretty far apart, but not as far as I could get them. I'm going to bring the weights out in front here. Now I'm going to bend into my right leg. Take the weights down without rounding my back, and then press up through my heel. And do the same on the other side. Lower and press up through the heel, trying to keep my hips as far back as I can. Now we're going to add in a little bicep curl here. So bicep curl the way up and then take it down slowly as you lower the hip. Bicep curl and back down. Okay, now adding on here, we're going to bicep curl up, shoulder press up the right hand, then the left, come back down. Curl, press, press, back down. Now, try to do both at the same time. When you press up, nice loose grip on these weights. And keep going. We have 4 more. Here's your last one. Now, left side, get into that lunge with the weights just on the inside. Come back up, hammer curl, Come back down to that same side. Left leg squat. Hammer curl up, same side down. Up, lower, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2. Other side. Right side lunge, hammer up. Back down. Five more. Shift those hips as far back as you can get them. 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay. Back to our ball friend. Let's go. We're going to hammer these legs again. So lying down, feet on the ball. Nice and flat on the shoulder blades. Bridge it up, roll it out. Come back in, lifting the hips. Lower the hips. So you have 5 like that. Okay. Hopefully you did 5. Now we're going to bridge up, stay up, roll in and out 5 times. Let's go. Nice job. Take that to your inner thighs, squeezing and releasing the ball. Make each one special. Doing this for 1 minute. Give me that pelvic tilt when you squeeze in. And release it with control. So you're working the negative of the move. You're halfway. Nice job. Okay. Get rid of the ball. We're going to do a plank, but we're going to use the ball. So I'm going to have my forearms down on the ball. So if you're not comfortable or you don't have a ball, just do a low, regular plank. But I've got my forearms down on the ball. I'm going to take my knees off the floor, get my hips up in line with my back, and just kind of hold this. Keep that belly up and in. You're here for 5 more breaths. You're on the ball, try to push it forward a little to make it a bit harder. You could do a little circle with the ball or a little shift left to right, and you're done. Okay, put that off to the side. Now we're going to do a high plank and we're going to walk our legs. So whenever you're ready, get into your high plank position. Lift the left leg up and then the right. And try to control the leg when you lower it. So you're not dropping it. You're lowering it with control. Your shoulders are not shifting backwards when the leg comes up. You got to keep them over your wrists. Keep marching. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's meet in a down dog. Oh, how good does that feel? Pedal your feet here, giving your calves a bit of love. Okay, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Shift your weight backwards. Come on up nice and slow. Okay, we're going to do some calf raises. So pick up the heaviest weights that you have, that you can hold. Feet hip width, up and down. Nothing fancy, but proud out the chest while you do this. So you got good upper back activation. Maybe do a little pause. Whatever makes it challenging for you is what you should be focused on. How can I make this harder? But you really want to slow down the descent. You want to be the boss here and control it. Makes those muscles have to work a little harder. When you begin to fatigue, like I am, it becomes even more challenging to stay nice and steady. Okay, we're going to do about 5 more. Okay, I'm going to step my left foot forward and my right leg back. I have both heels on the floor. Now, hopefully your feet are facing forward, nice and straight. Without rounding your back, I'm just going to have you lower, holding these heavy weights. Whatever your range is, going down is your range. So if you can go down with your spine long, where the weights get all the way to the floor, great. If not, start to come back up when you feel the need. So I'm doing about 3 or 4 counts down, and I'm doing about 3 or 4 counts up. I'm keeping my legs straight. I have 4 more to do here. Push up through that front heel, right? Here's my last one. Now I'm just going to switch my feet. Whew. Here we go. Coming down. Maybe the first one you don't get your full range. It's always okay to ease into this. We also might perform better on one side than the other. That's fine. Remember, we're not punching our upper back. Let's do 3 more. Make sure you're coming all the way back up at the top each time. Last one. Okay, put those weights down so you give your hands a break. Make a fist, whatever you need to do. We're going to come back with our left leg forward this time and our right leg back. Same position, just no weights. And we're going to turn this into a pyramid stretch. So, come on down. Take the hands out in front. Fold over your leg and flex your spine. Let your head just look through the legs. Try not to weight into the hands. Just have them there in case you need them. Okay, lift the hands off the floor and come back up without using any assistance. Step the right foot in, left leg back. Both feet nice and straight. Come on down. Take it right to spinal flexion. Make sure your hips are square and your back is rounding and your head is relaxed. Now take the weight out of the hands. They're just there in case. Okay, now come back up without using the hands. Step your foot in. Take the legs a little wider than the width of the mat, as long as you're comfortable without sliding. And now we're going to just come all the way down, spine long. Hands out in front. We're going to stretch out our lats. So I want you to shift your hips backwards and walk your fingers forward. Let your head be wherever your neck feels good. Keep inching those hands forward if you can. Keep straightening the legs and moving your hips backwards. Just breathe here. Okay, hands down. Step your feet back to plank. You're in a high plank. Hold on this spot. Just breathe. Step your feet in so you're in bear with your knees 1 inch above the floor, right under the hips. Go to a small dog, heels on the floor. Bend your knees. Keep the small dog, but just hover the knees. So your hips are shifting back, and then go back to a straight leg. Limit your range of motion if you need to here. Don't be shy. I'm going to do this a few more times. Nice. Now take the knees all the way to the floor. Give me some cat-cows. Really good to do this every day. Moving your back this way. Shifting those hips back, changing up the angle is always good. Okay, let's slide the left foot backwards, slide the right one backwards, and then meet me in your downward facing dog. Just breathe here. Walk your feet all the way forward with your legs straight if you can. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs, cross the arms.
So you're completely unweighting the upper body. Let your head relax. Think about rotating your coccyx bone up to the ceiling with your legs straight. Big stretch for those hammies. Take the hands above the knees. Inhale, come up slowly. Take a nice big deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo! We got it done.